TV 11 News for Tuesday, March 18th. I'm Peter Cattell. Our top story. Vsb News has been receiving reports, so far unconfirmed by the police, that would-be robbers have been ambushing motorcyclists by stringing fishing twine across public roads, either at dusk or at dawn, when the twine is impossible to see. Firms have been warning their staff, and one email has claimed that a police officer was among those brought down. Cobbs Hill Road and Palmetto Drive are among the locations where the attacks took place this weekend, according to the emails. The police have been asked to confirm this dangerous practice, but have not done so by news time. Education Commissioner Dr. Edmund Heatley has confirmed that he is a finalist for the job of superintendent in Orleans Parish. Vsb's Charles Webb has this report.
When Dr. Edmund Heatley scheduled a press conference for this afternoon, one naturally assumed Bermuda would get the real story behind independent Terry Lister's rant in the House, saying that he should get cracking. But lo and behold, Dr. Heatley cancelled the press conference and stated by press release that he is on the short list for a job in Orleans Parish. He insists it was not a proactive search by him, but that he was invited to apply and did. He admits to being surprised when his name was publicly announced. Dr. Heatley also admitted that it was unsettling, to use his word, when his PS resigned and the ministry merged with another after the minister was replaced. But he said he was now building a positive working relationship with the current PS and minister, and stressed his commitment to the students and improving the Bermuda education system. Maybe we should all be flattered that Orleans Parish actually wants him. Maybe this is proof that he's the best man for the job. For VSB News, I'm Charles Webb.
A second male suspect has been arrested in connection with the reported armed burglary that occurred around 8:50 p.m. this past Friday at a North Shore Road, Hamilton Parish residence. The suspect is currently in police custody, and a court appearance is expected in due course. Meantime, police are warning people to secure their bikes, as they suspect people may be operating in organized groups in order to steal motorbikes and cart them away with trucks. There has also been an increase in burglaries recently that have involved the offenders smashing windows or doors in order to gain entry into residences and conduct an untidy search of the premises. If you hear any breaking glass in your neighborhood or see suspicious people in vehicles or on foot, you are urged to call police at 295-0011. 23-year-old Tyrone Pedro pleaded guilty this morning in Supreme Court to the fatal stabbing of Stephen Isis that occurred last year. Pedro pleaded not guilty to the charge of murdering Mr. Isis, but when he appeared in Supreme Court this morning, he pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of manslaughter. Mr. Isis died on August 23rd of last year after he was the victim of multiple stab wounds. The incident occurred outside of a home on Glebe Road in Devonshire. He was rushed to the hospital directly after the incident, but succumbed to his wounds later in the day. Pedro was remanded in custody and is expected to return to court in May, at which time a sentencing date will be set. A special meeting will be held tomorrow to consider ways in which Bermuda can help intrepid kayak adventurer Alexander Doba get back out 300 miles into the Atlantic so that he can resume his attempt to become the first person to paddle from Europe to Florida. You will recall that the 64-year-old Hungarian had to divert to Bermuda to fix a broken rudder after 3 months at sea, leaving him the task of paddling to Puerto Rico and then across to Miami to make the most of the prevailing winds and currents. At tomorrow's meeting of friends and boatmen, the Bermuda Sloop Foundation will be asked to volunteer the Spirit of Bermuda for the there and back trip of 4 days, carrying Mr. Doba and his craft to where he suspended his attempt in February and putting them overboard. The National Geographic magazine is sponsoring the trip and have been kept informed of local efforts to get the kayaker back to sea. Visiting toll ships have been approached since he arrived, but have been unable to take on the task of getting him 300 miles back out in the Atlantic. The Spirit may prove to be his salvation. Last night in Parliament, opposition leader Mark Bean managed to extract the information that airlines serving Bermuda from Toronto and Miami were the only ones currently receiving airline revenue guarantees. Minister of Tourism and Transport, Sean Crockwell, made the information available, but for reasons of confidentiality, he declined to name the airlines or the amounts of the guaranteed subsidies.
I asked the question of what airlines, and we don't need to know the amounts, but which airline service in Bermuda today are in receipt of minimum revenue guarantees, because that allows the people to understand which markets have a depression in demand, which markets of people are finding difficulty. But that's not a dangerous question. It's a fundamental question of marketing. It's not a dangerous question. I would like to know, right, is it American Airlines out of Miami, right? Is it American or Delta out of New York? These questions are important, so if you could furnish them the answers, please.
Thank you, Minister.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chairman. The opposition leader, I'm sure, will be aware that many of these agreements have confidentiality clauses, which is important because of the competitive nature of the industry.
I appreciate the response, but this is the second instance where we heard confidentiality invoked, right, because of competitive pressures or secrecy around competition. But we just don't accept that. We just can't accept it. We're not asking to know the actual amounts of subsidy that each particular carrier is getting. We would just like to know, are there any carrier, which routes are experiencing that type of suppression in demand, which requires us to give out minimum revenue guarantees. And the reason why I ask, right, is because, for instance, is there an airline operating out of the New York area that's receiving minimum revenue guarantees? The question, I raised that because we have at least 3 or 4 different carriers coming out of New York.
I hope that the honourable opposition leader will accept this answer, and then again I would like to have the conversation offline. But I can give you the destinations. Canada is a destination, and Miami.
Succession planning in both government and the private sector may not in the past have been one of certain local organizations' strongest suits. The new president of the Bermuda Public Service Union, Jason Hayward, plans to bring this aspect into focus. As the 25th president of the union, the 30-year-old assistant statistician in the Department of Statistics sees his analytical skills as being useful in this regard.
Obviously, working in the Department of Statistics in the Economic and National Accounts Division, I have built up strong analytical and problem-solving skills. So I intend on using the skills I've acquired over the years in my capacity as the president of the union.
Is there a particular job that needs to be done that you feel has to be almost tackled at once?
Not necessarily so. I think one major issue in terms of union is succession planning within any organization, and we hope to have a proper succession plan in place so that the knowledge is transferred to the younger members of the organization for continuity.
Still ahead on the TV 11 News is Rachel with the weather preview.
Thanks, Peter. Increasing winds, showers, and a chance of thunder tonight. So we have some activity on the radar, not much around us right now, but like I said, we're expected to get some showers later. We've got a gale warning for tonight, so please stay tuned for the full weather report.
The weather radar picture provided courtesy of the Ministry of Transport on Vsb Tv 11.
You can count on us. Save half price on juicy, sweet cantaloupes, just $2.99 each. XL Fresh Country Style Pork Spare Ribs, $2.49 per pound. Clean up with Bounty Paper Towel, $2.99 for one big roll. $1.89 for a 30-ounce bottle of ShopRite Regular Ultra Bleach. Save $2.10 on Tide 2X Original Scent Laundry Detergent, just $9.99 for a 50-ounce bottle. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more super specials.
You can count on us. Copyfax is Bermuda's authorized Samsung dealer. See a large range of Samsung color and black and white multifunctional machines, printers, scanners, faxes, and copiers, and all networkable. Copyfax has Samsung machines suitable for home, office, or any size business in an A4 format, taking up less room than other similar equipment. And replacement supplies are in stock for all of their Samsung products. Affordable shopping at Copyfax Limited, where service comes first.
Digicel postpaid refresh is here. Get any of the latest smartphones with no money down.
Easy monthly payments start at only $10 per month. Choose from a wide range of devices. Pay absolutely nothing up front and only $35 per month for a Samsung Galaxy S4 or $40 per month for a BlackBerry Q10. And then upgrade to a new smartphone whenever you like. Digicel Postpaid Refresh for all Digicel customers. Join Digicel today. Now you can bring your number with you. Visit DigicelBermuda.com for details. Be extraordinary. Digicel.
Bermuda is an easy way to find great discounts while discovering fun activities to do in Bermuda.
Discover the best spas, restaurants, activities, services, and shops at 50% off.
Sign up to Bermuda and start saving today.
Bermuda's young students have stepped up to the plate when it comes to the environment and have written and signed their own declaration of commitment to the protection of the Sargasso Sea. This development comes on the heels of the Hamilton Declaration being signed by international signatories, including the Azores, Bermuda, Monaco, United Kingdom, and the United States. The Students' Declaration was presented to Minister of Health Trevor Moniz and pledged stewardship of endangered and threatened species that breed and migrate throughout the Sargasso Sea. It also made a commitment to education and awareness on the effects of overfishing and marine debris, issues that affect everyone globally. Minister Trevor Moniz said that he was pleased to receive the Youth Declaration on behalf of Bermuda. He said that students learning about the problems facing the Sargasso Sea and developing ideas on how we could reduce negative effects was a true inspiration. There are megaships currently being built in Europe that will not be able to enter Bermuda's inshore waters because they are too large to navigate even the deep and wide North Channel. So, as environmental consultant Jack Ward said at today's open house on the proposed channel dredging scheme, it is not a matter of if, but rather how.
We're looking at 3 different options for these channels. One, the North Channel, modifications, and 2 that are related to the South Channel. One which is a realignment, and the other one is simply a dredging. They're very big projects. This is important to Bermuda, and the more we can get the community to participate, better off.
No, I suppose most of us wish there was no need to, but there is a need. It's an economic need.
Well, that's what we understand. We understand that the trends with these ships are continually becoming larger, and what we've been told is that basically if you don't do this, you end up falling out of that cruise ship business. So it's Bermuda deciding whether or not they want to play that game.
I know you did mention to me earlier that the surf that goes up from a cruise ship as it plows through these, I suppose, increasingly smaller channels with all the silt and everything else, is becoming quite alarming.
Well, these are very large ships that we're now entertaining coming into our channels. They do push an awful lot of water. That's actually one thing that's really clear when we went and dived on some of the reefs that are really close to the channel on the north. They really are getting a huge wash of very high velocity water moving through there. So maybe we would prefer to move them to the South Channel, but then we're bringing that surge issue closer to the shoreline. The only way that a ship of this magnitude gets into the Bermuda platform is through the Narrows off of St. George's, and then either running the North Channel or the South Channel. Right now, only the North Channel can take these large ships. But we're looking at the next class of vessels, which that North Channel won't accommodate them either.
It's common knowledge that the lionfish is a scourge facing Bermuda. James Gleason, chairman of the Bermuda Lionfish Task Force, calls it the poacher child that could wreak havoc on our fishing industry, tourism, and indeed our economy. But he told the Hamilton Rotary Club that we could do something about it.
What can we do? We can support, everybody can support the implementation of the plan in one way or the other. Help us locate the resources we need, both financial and bodies we need. We can help get the government involved and the private sector and individuals engaged in finding solutions. You can help us keep people aware of what the threat really is. Help us develop a commercial fishery, because we really think that's the key. If we can come up with a way to effectively trap the lionfish and create a commercial fishery, there's no better way to overfish a fish than to get them into the commercial fishery stream. They're delicious. I mean, you can cook them any way you want to cook a fish. Have a nice firm white meat. They're sushi grade, high in omega-3s, low in heavy metals. All you got to do is cut the spines off with a pair of scissors. The goal is to create a year-round fishery here on the island. We know the lobster traps catch lionfish. This year they reported during the first half of the season catching over 1,000, and that's just reported. We know there were a lot more caught. Some of the fishermen don't report their catches that well. We have to design a lionfish-specific trap. We don't want to catch lobsters. We don't want to catch any other kind of fish. And the big problem with trapping is the bycatch. And I know there's been a lot of, I've talked to people who've done trapping experiments in Jamaica, South Florida, Caribbean, and they're just at a loss because the bycatch is so high. Even though they'll catch lionfish, they catch so many other fish, it just isn't working. But we think we might be able to develop it. And we've got 2 or 3 different designs that we want to try out. And so we're working out to do that right now.
Now, here's a look at the daily markets, presented by Bias.
Here are the daily markets presented by Bias. Major equity markets rose on Tuesday after President Vladimir Putin said he is not seeking to split up the Ukraine, setting at rest investor concern about a wider conflict. U.S. stocks climbed for a second day after housing data bolstered confidence in the economy. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.55%, while the S&P 500 added 0.72%. 3,928 shares of Bank of Butterfield traded today. The stock price was unchanged at $1.98. 11,900 shares of Ascendant Group changed hands, with the share price falling 5.63% to $7.55. European stocks rose, extending their biggest gain in 2 weeks. The UK's FTSE 100 rose 0.56%, while the CAC 40 gained 0.97%, and Germany's DAX ended 0.67% higher. Asian stocks advanced as Asia's biggest internet company, Tencent, surged 5.8% before its earnings release tomorrow. The Nikkei 225 rose 0.94%, while the Hang Seng gained 0.51%. Latin American indices followed emerging markets higher. Brazil's Bovespa rose 2.29%, led by a rally in consumer stocks. Treasuries rose as clashes in the breakaway Crimea region intensified, driving demand for the safety of U.S. government debt. 10-year Treasury yields fell 2 basis points to 2.67%. The U.S. dollar traded mixed versus major trading partners. The Canadian dollar weakened against the U.S. dollar as Central Bank Governor Stephen Poloz said he cannot rule out lowering the nation's 1% interest rate. Those are the daily markets presented by Bias. There's more news after this.
Save $1.50 on a family pack of Purdue fresh chicken thighs, $1.99 per pound. Juicy Bartlett Pierce, just 89 cents each. Only $1.39 for a 1-pound box of Ronzoni Albo macaroni. Save 90 cents on ShopRite Pure Cane Sugar, $2.39 for a 4-pound bag. Save $1.34 on Nestle's Gold cereal, $4.49 for a 460-gram box. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
With Cell One, you simply get more. More 4G speed and reliability across the island. More warranty coverage from the only carrier authorized to resell Apple iPhones in Bermuda. More first-class service with our 24/7 customer care, whether you're in-store, on the phone, or online. More services, mobile phones, long distance, and home internet, all with one company. Get more with one. Cell One.
This portion of the VSB News is brought to you in part by Bermuda Pest Control. for commercial and residential pest control, providing island-wide service. For free inspections and estimates, call 232-PEST. That's 232-7378.
Around 30 doctors will be attending this year's annual Docs for Dinner, which is being hosted by the Brown Darrell Clinic and Bermuda Healthcare Services. The topic of the evening will be colon cancer, how to prevent it, as well as advanced techniques in colon surgery. Among speakers that will be in attendance will be Dr. Boris Westweber. He is the consultant general surgeon in Bermuda, and he hopes to develop a close liaison with colleagues in general practice in Bermuda. Dr. Anne-Marie Joyce will also be attending from Leahy Clinic. She brings a wealth of knowledge, as she is the director of the endoscopy unit at Leahy Clinic and looks forward to bringing people up to speed on newfound knowledge on colon cancer. The Docs for Dinner will be held at Café Lido on March the 20th. For more information on Docs for Dinner, contact the Brown Darrell Clinic. The Sports Report is next, after the break.
For much more furniture, visit Bermuda's only Ashley Furniture Gallery. Big Savings Zone. You want the best? Forget the rest. For all your furniture needs, shop Big Savings Zone and support your local retailers. Have you ever ordered something online expecting it to be a certain price, but when it arrives it ends up being a whole lot more? Beware of those unexpected hidden fees. That never happens at Big Savings Zone. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Big Savings Zone at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
The defunct broadcasting stations have more diverse programming than any other broadcasting company in Bermuda.
Hello, darling. Staying alive. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. Charlie Brown, he's a clown. Just walk on by. Ballerina dance. Come out tomorrow, so you gotta
1450 AM Gold, the music you'll remember. One of the stations of the defunct broadcasting company.
The Bermuda Golf Association has a new president in Andrew Woodworth, and this week he told Vsb sports editor Mike Sharp that his aim over the next 2 years will be to bring the major tournaments back to their former glory.
Really, it's a very functional board that they're all hands-on. So, my role is led by or supported by a great number of people. That make that happen. It's been a challenge so far in that we have a number of events that take a lot of effort to organize, with a number of big events happening this year.
Okay. As president, what do you want to accomplish? I mean, how long is the term? Is it yearly, 3 years, 2 years?
It's a 2-year term. And if I could accomplish anything this year, it would be to restore some of the tournaments to their former glory and to coalesce the various golfing bodies within the island into a common direction.
Sure. Now, we've had 4 events scheduled for March. 1 just completed?
Correct. We just finished the National Match Play Championship, which saw Ebony Burgess win the ladies division, Max Athen win the seniors division, and Fraser Hunt win the men's amateur division.
I'm hearing for the Par 3 and the Bermuda Open that our professional is returning.
Yes, we're pretty excited to have Michael Sims in the field for both events. So he'll be playing at the Grey Goose, along with some other big names, Charlie Reimer, Barry Lane, Ronan Rafferty. And he'll be joining us at the Bermuda Open Championship preceding the Grey Goose. So.
Who did the BGA nominate for Sports Awards? That's fast approaching.
Yeah, we had 2 ladies nominated this year. We had Ebony Burgess and Tarika Wallergreen, who were nominated. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they make out at the award ceremony.
Okay, I got to stand up for my rights here. Well, what happened to the men?
Well, I think you need to actually perform a little bit.
Choose to be healthy, Bermuda. Get out there and exercise with a sunscreen, hat, and shirt on every day. Eat healthy, don't smoke, and check your brown spots once a month to detect skin cancer early. Anything growing darker, bigger, jagged borders needs to be checked. Wear your sunscreen, hat, and shirt every day. Be sun safe, Bermuda.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's VSB weather forecast. Our weather shot is brought to us by Sally Topley. Beautiful sunset is seen from Somerset. Some calm waters, a little bit of golden horizon right there. Different kind of cloud formations at the top of the shot. We see a bit of a mackerel sky, which actually does forebode bad weather, and we did get some unexpected rain this morning. So thank you, Sally, for sending in this shot. Temperatures for today, we had a high of 74 at 2 in the afternoon and a low of 64 at 9 in the morning. Current conditions, 70 degrees, humidity 85%, winds south-southwest 20 knots, and barometric pressure is falling at 29.91 inches. Rainfall index for the month of March, 2.53 for a yearly total of 16.84. Yearly normal for this time is 12.89 inches. And looking at the satellite. Low pressure to our west will deepen as it moves to our northwest tonight, bringing strong to near gale winds, showers, and a chance of thunder. The low will move off to our northeast and the front to our southeast on Wednesday, and a ridge of high pressure will move in from the west, bringing mainly fair conditions through the weekend. Those of you who are traveling, Atlanta, partly cloudy, 67. Boston, partly cloudy, 40. Charlotte, cloudy and 58. London, 66, nice and warm over there, partly cloudy. Miami, 81, partly cloudy. New York, possible rain and 44. Orlando, partly cloudy, 82. Philadelphia, cloudy and 47. Toronto, 37 and sleet. Washington, 43 and cloudy. Back at home tonight, mostly cloudy, developing showers with a chance of thunder late, low near 66. Winds south-southwest, 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 35 knots, and then veering southwest and increasing to 28 to 34 knots with gusts up to 50 knots. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a few morning showers, a high near 71. Wind southwest, 28 to 34 knots with gusts up to 50 knots, and then veering westerly and decreasing to 20 to 25 knots, and gradually decreasing and veering northerly 8 to 12 knots. Marine tonight, we've got a small craft warning, a gale warning later, with seas inside the reef 2 to 3 feet, seas outside the reef 7 to 11 feet, and the sea surface temperature is 66 degrees. And marine tomorrow, we've got the gale warning until the morning and a small craft warning, with seas inside the reef 2 to 4 feet, seas outside the reef 7 to 14 feet. High tide will be at 10:52 in the morning, and low tide will be at 4:59 in the afternoon. And looking at the 5-day forecast. Thursday, mostly cloudy with a high near 68. Friday, sunny breaks, high near 68. Saturday, sunny breaks, high near 66. And Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 68. Thank you to Ken Smith, our meteorologist for tonight, and everyone at the Bermuda Weather Service. I'm Rachel Sodden. Have a great evening.
Thanks for tuning in to the TV 11 News. Good night.
Peter Cattell's attire, courtesy of A.S. Cooper & Sons Limited. Wardrobe and makeup for Rachel Sodden, provided by Gibbons Company.
Vsb TV 11, Bermuda.